So maybe we can start by talking a little bit about how you got involved in the occupation. You were telling me a bit before about the military base and how it got taken over and everything, but yeah, I'm interested in how the occupation got started and how you came to be involved in it.
Yeah. So this piece of land is a government land, old military base, right?
Mhm.
So when I got there, there was already a small community.
Mhm.
So I joined the community. So people found the land in the early 90s and moved in one by one, became a small community. And some years later, we joined as a group of friends because we wanted to start some gardening projects.
Yeah.
And then we did. And then it resulted into a market. Then it went on for some time until it was shut down by government officials.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's how I got involved in that's how I got to the place. And then when we were shut down, that's when we got more politicized about the whole thing.
Right. And so when you were interacting with the police and there were soldiers sent to come and shut down the occupation?
No, in the beginning, it was an association of the neighbors
Okay.
around the property. TBK, Tambuskloof Residents Association.
Okay.
Just a few haters, really, who I think got scared by the president's announcement of expropriation of land without compensation.
Right.
They started, accusing us of all kinds of things. Like they accused us of being a prostitution hub,
Yeah.
crime, drugs, all the usual, material to criminalize a poor community because they are scared or they just don't want to live like to black people. So they started doing that, and then they brought the law enforcement.
Yeah.
Then they brought public works, who officially shut down everything. And together with the residents association officials, they broke the lock of the place where we make the market, and they just did what they wanted to. They shut us down, and then later, the month before COVID, then the soldiers moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to fight back against South African soldiers, basically.
Yeah, in the beginning it was terrible. We couldn't sleep all of a sudden. We were making a noise. They had they had 3 shifts on a day. So 6 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m., early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
So they come in a big truck and they disembark and they bang the truck and they greet and sing happy birthday. Like every day this was happening. Something that we're not used to because we used to like peace and quiet. So you couldn't sleep, always late for work, affects people's work, people getting warnings, and some almost losing jobs, and every time we ask, please, can you keep down, we were met with hostility. Fuck you, fuck off, this is a military base, Yeah. We tried to get help from our organization, Reclaim the City. We didn't really get it.
Right.
We just followed legal advice from Ndifuna Ukwazi, and we read a lot of stuff about our situation, and also came across a document called Holding Your Ground, which was compiled by Abahlali baseMjondolo,
right,
and some legal people that were working with Abahlali. So that document from Abahlali baseMjondolo helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that document, we wouldn't be as strong as we are right now.
Right.
Yeah, that document helped us a lot. So we started fighting back. We started swearing back. If you said, please keep quiet, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to work, I have to wake up at 5.
Yeah.
Like if they swear at you, started to swear back, and then would like try to assault us, come into our houses, tussle in the houses, and they would beat people up and fight back and record them, they break phones, and go Google Maps and get our phones and expose them. And then started writing to the military ombudsman. And then after 8 months, they came down all the way from Pretoria to come and have a meeting with us. It wasn't that great of a meeting because they were all military people. They didn't really sympathize with us.
Yeah.
But we got a few things done that we wanted, but we still had to fight some more. We still are fighting.
Yeah.
But a lot has come down because some captains who have come in much more disciplined than others, and some commanders. And also the army is not very organized.
Right.
So too many Indians are not chiefs. So they tell us no visitors allowed, and no journalists allowed. Yet, or white neighbors who walk in expensive chihuahuas. They come into the yard and walk their dogs.
Yeah.
Nothing happens to them, but they don't stay there. They are visiting.
Right.
So there's a lot of inconsistency in the so-called orders that they're getting from above. So yeah, that's the situation, and the army knows that we know that in order for them to evict us, they need to go to the High Court.
Right.
We know the law. We know the golden rule.
Yeah.
You need a court order. Go through the legal process. It's fine. You can go ahead. It's your legal right. If you say if it's your land, it's your legal right to file for it.
Yeah.
And also seek an order of eviction. Whether you win or not, it remains to be seen. So but in the interim, it doesn't mean they should treat us like fucking criminals.
Yeah.
We are South Africans, we are taxpayers, we've kept the land, we've done productive stuff on the land. We've set an example of the country that the government is trying to do. We're a little rainbow nation that's self-sustainable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though they switch off our power, it doesn't encourage us. We use solar lights.
Yeah.
People are putting solar, which is the future. We are off the grid now, you know what I mean? So we are gardening but they won't let us do our market.
Yeah.
But where they come from at the waterfront in the active military base, they have a market that they used to allow, that used to run. I don't know now post-COVID, but they had a market, food truck market in the active military base because it was white people, and they shut us down.
Right.
So we don't know who to talk to, so we can have this reasoning and say, hey, listen, we actually are not the enemies.
Yeah.
We just want to continue to do our market. Your men are here, you've deployed them, cool.
Right.
Let us all live good. Let us all abide by the law. Because no one's above the law, So, but these army guys think that they're above the law. They have what they call scope and yak attitude. Kick and chase attitude.
Right.
That old school police.
Yeah.
When they see black people, these are black soldiers. They do that to us.
Yeah.
So they've inherited that attitude. That the soldiers, they want to brutalize the civilians. They're not even soldiers, man. I'm a soldier more than they are. I'm more disciplined and more mentally disciplined and more physically fit and disciplined. Yeah. Healthier than all of those fuckers.
Yeah.
You can see they are sickly looking, scrawny, fat, overweight, old, and they think they're gonna come and intimidate you. I mean, they look ridiculous to begin with. But anyway, whatever, man. But the thing is we are South Africans and we have rights, and they're enshrined in the Constitution, and there's a rule of law in South Africa.
Yep.
We made sure that we tell them that there's a rule of law in South Africa, and that we're not gonna shrink in the eyes of the uniform. We pay for that uniform. We pay for those rifles. We pay for their salaries.
Yeah.
We pay tax. I have 2 tax numbers.
Right.
My business has a tax number, as small as and broke as it is.
Yeah.
I have a personal tax number. If I go work, I get to be registered and I pay tax because I have a personal tax number.
Right.
It's always been this way for many years. So I cannot be taking that kind of treatment from young soldiers who don't even know what's coming or going in terms of the situation of the country, who are just working to feed their family.
Of course.
They're not curing cancer. They're just janitors by the gate, given rifles to stand to man the gate.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the situation really, and they're not used to hearing black people speaking like this.
Right.
You know, being smart, knowing your rights, articulating yourself.
Yeah.
You know, they used to,
Right.
you know, intimidating people and making them piss in their pants and like
Yeah.
trample on their dignity.
Right.
Not here, man. Don't fly here. That shit doesn't fly here.
Yeah.
I stand right or die, motherfucker type shit.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's the situation, and they're gonna have to get used to the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not gonna change.
Right.
You know, more and more people are realizing they can stand up for themselves because they are sick of being treated this way.
Right.
Every time you wake up, you have to go outside, you go to the shop, you have to face these guys and they're gonna treat you some kind of way. Every time you come back from work, they're gonna treat you, you know, every time you're around, they treat, you know, you feel like you're not free all of a sudden in your own community where you've lived for over 10 years. You know, human nature, when the back is against the wall, self-preservation kicks in. So people are starting to yell back at the soldiers as well because people are just tired of being treated this way.
Yeah.
You know, and some of these guys are criminals. You know, we have waste pickers in our community. And because the soldiers are ignorant, they don't know the importance of waste pickers in the society. They treat those people badly. They trample on their dignity by making sure that they search them and they take out their stuff and force them to give it to them at a lesser price that they would prefer to sell. You know, because our waste pickers are picking waste in an affluent community.
Right.
Where you could get some really, 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 really good rubbish.
Yeah.
For example, a pair of beets with a little, you know, fault on them that are still working.
Right.
And you know, it's beets, you know. Some rich kid throws away beets because they got scratched, and the waste picker finds in the bin, and then the soldier forces them to pay like $20 for
really?
beets. Yeah, wow. They do that kind of thing. So it's basically robbing the people, you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because someone is a waste picker, you disregard their dignity and like their worth. Yeah. You know, because you are ignorant, you don't understand the importance of waste picking. So they take those kind of little advantages, you know what I mean? They call cat the women, they stay in our toilet, you know what I mean? They're just assholes, you know?
Right.
And these are not hardened soldiers. They've never been to war.
Right.
They're fat. They can barely. They are apolitical.
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't run 500 meters with me. Yeah. You know, they wouldn't do 20 push-ups with me. Maybe a few of them, but like a lot of them are fat, old men and women.
Yeah.
These are not hardened soldiers. It's just people who just want to take advantage of other civilians because now they're not civilians, just because they just took off their civil clothes and put on military, you know, attire. So this is bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the situation.
And what does it say to you to think that South Africa is in post-apartheid situation and now in a democracy, and yet you're experiencing a situation of military occupation and brutality by soldiers that's very similar to what was happening during apartheid to people who were in occupations in the townships?
Yeah, it pisses you off, man. It pisses you off. You know, pisses you off in war because people fought for the freedom, died for the freedom. So many people, and these soldiers know it. They come from communities, same communities where we come from.
Right.
So there's no excuse. So fuck these guys.
Yeah.
If they're gonna say fuck you, this is a military base, fuck you, this is South Africa. We have a rule of law. No one is above the law.
Right.
You know, during COVID, soldiers have killed people, assaulted people because they were saying people must go in, like in trying to enforce the Disaster Management Act. They've killed people. Yeah. Deploying soldiers in communities. Look what happens. Right. So it's bullshit. And we're not gonna take it. Yeah. You know, I'm certainly not gonna take it. Right. I'm not gonna take this shit. So it's bullshit. But you know, they take advantage of the community because some people are scared. You know, you're a soldier, but it's bullshit. It just tells you that we don't have a proper army. It's not an army. Yeah. You wonder how these people become. How are you apolitical, but you're a soldier? Yeah. But then again, you know, they take the stupid ones and give them the guns, and then that's what happens because they don't know nothing. Right.
And do you think it's the fact that the government is sort of interested in upholding neoliberalism and trying to make these, of course, the soldiers go and protect, as you were mentioning, the property rights of wealthy white South Africans. And meanwhile, is able to kick out, because you're mentioning the killings that soldiers were doing. There's also the Marikana massacre that they did 10 years ago. Very, very similar of, post-apartheid South African soldiers killing workers, the working class. And there, as you were mentioning, there are a lot of occupations like these, and you mentioned Abahlali, and they, I know, recently had a top leader in their movement murdered, possibly by the government. So there seems to be this betrayal of the anti-apartheid movement, this move towards neoliberalism, killing activists, killing
Yeah.
workers.
Yeah, they're selling the country.
Yeah.
We are owning a share now.
Yeah.
They're selling the country because one of the things they've indicated in one of the articles, when the journalists asked them, someone mentioned, one of them mentioned that they're looking to build, hotels for retired generals.
Really?
The properties with 2 billion.
Right.
So it's prime land.
Yeah.
So obviously they want to make money out of it. You know what I mean? This communists have turned into capitalists.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's why they are willing to kill.
Right.
Because they just want to be rich.
Yeah.
And amass wealth and get the fuck out and then make sure their children and families are safe. They don't
Right.
give a fuck. I don't know. Maybe they realize they're not in control. International business is in control. I don't know. That's what's happening now. There's no direction. Everyone can be your enemy.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? It's coming from all, you can imagine what they're thinking. Their eyes are popping out when they see this piece of land.
Yeah.
And they put value in only in land as a commodity.
Yeah.
Not as heritage and as also a living heritage, which is the people. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening. There's no value in people. The value is in the money. That's it with these guys.
Yeah.
Everything must be a commodity. Even us people who are a commodity. For them, everything goes up. Ever since I've been born, everything has been going up. Cost of living has been going up, but the cost of labor never goes up.
Yeah.
It's clear, man. It's been clear.
Yeah.
We are a commodity, basically.
Yeah.
That's what we are to these people.
And you mentioned with the land, there's obviously an ongoing debate in South Africa about what should be done with land reform. Still 10% of the population owns 80% of the land. So it's likely that these occupations that are going on are, as you're mentioning, on land that's owned by white South Africans or international business or
government
or the government. Exactly. So how do you contextualize that, the occupation within this broader movement to get land sovereignty back away from the neoliberal government, the international corporations?
Yeah. You see, this is now in the organic way to for people to get land back.
Yeah.
For example, where it's government land, it's
Yeah.
national government land, right? In America, what you call federal.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and here these people for so many years, with the 2 or 3 generations on this piece of land, living, sustaining themselves, being an example of sustainability.
Right.
Being an example of living in the inner city, how to sustain yourself living in the inner city, because most black and brown people don't live in the inner city. Were kicked out long time during apartheid.
Right.
So these communities have happened organically, and when you look at them, when you zoom in, you realize this is a picture. This is an example of how it can be like for people of color to be able to live in the economic hub.
Yep.
These are the benefits. We have real stories and real success stories. Some people, for example, who started in our community market, some of them are in the top markets of Cape Town now,
Right.
making business. They've grown. Some of them have even left the occupation.
Yep.
That's now an economic impact that will have a positive ripple effect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
If this is enhanced, can you imagine the scope in which it can grow?
Yeah.
So in the context of taking back the land, this is exactly this is the great example
Right.
of how it can impact positively
Yeah.
in the economy of the country. Because if you're in the economic hub and you have these opportunities and you take them and you grow, you get out of the poverty lane.
Yeah.
You know, and so forth, you know, and then the ripple effects happen. So this is exactly how it should be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is exactly how it should be done.
Great. How's it going?
You see, so but they don't see that. They see it happening from top down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They don't see that we as the people know what we want. They don't think that way. They think they can just bring us a magic wand, which is a government,
Yeah.
and cling and parachute and fix our problem.
Right.
But we are a community. We can fix our own problems because we know what our challenges are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But instead, what they want to take that land and sell it to big business, to international business, and make money for themselves. Fuck the people. They still throw you out in the outskirts, further than what the apartheid did.
Right.
Places like Blackiston. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a lost opportunity if it doesn't happen. It will be such a lost opportunity if it doesn't happen, especially in the city of Cape Town.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were mentioning a bit earlier about trying to work with some, you know, these new NGOs that have come up that are trying to address these problems, but pointing out the fact that NGOs are trying to kind of privatize the resistance and trying to turn it into, you know, politically correct, non-violent, you know, non-revolutionary kind of struggle. So yeah, what has been your experience with these NGOs that are coming and telling you this is the right way to do protests, it's the right way to do the occupation?
Yeah, the NGOs, the officials in NGOs, they're just administrators. A lot of them are administrators.
Yeah.
Like lawyers. You know, those are administrators. You know, they at the end of the day, they get paid and they go home in a comfortable home and bed and switch on the lights and have the water in the tap like that. You know, they live a comfortable middle class life. So at times there are things that a lot of times there are things that they're not willing to do because they don't have to.
Right.
You know, so I can no longer be naive about the NGOs. You can't be naive about them and think that they are the future. They're not the future, the NGOs. In fact, they are problematic.
Yeah.
My experience has been that the NGOs are problematic. You know, they want to tell you what to do, how it should be done. You know, and in this.
Hi, Bruce. How's it? Okay, man.
Yes, you were saying
What was I saying?
about the NGOs.
Yeah, so they are problematic, you know, and they can resign and find another job in another NGO and get offered more money.
Yeah.
So they're not in the revolution, they are in the workplace.
Yeah.
Tina, it's not our work, it's our lives. Every day we have to like wake up and face the soldiers.
Right.
We have to wake up and face the police. We have to wake up and face government officials. So yeah, it's important to not to depend on others. It's important to depend on oneself, empower yourself, educate yourself, especially the legal side of things, so that you know what is to be done when you are facing the government or the enemy coming, you know, at your door. So we're facing lieutenant colonels coming there trying to intimidate us, and we tell them exactly what we think, and you know they shrink and they go back because they can hear that these people know what they're talking about and they know what they're doing is wrong. They back off.
Yeah.
So because we use the law.
Right.
You know, so but if you don't know the law and you depend on these NGOs, sometimes they will fail you. A lot of times they won't be there for you.
Right.
Or they would say, no, your struggle is not in line. It's not like in the framework. It's not in our framework because we are lawyers. We can't do this. But they won't you know, put you through to the other lawyers whose framework is it is, you know, it's almost like they want you to be dependent on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Tina, we don't deal with frameworks. We have to deal with like a broader life because any means necessary.
Yeah.
Mutabaruka says via the Bible, the ballot paper, the bullet or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
no one is shooting us now, so we can't be scared.
Right.
People weren't scared when they were being shot at, so I'm not afraid of anything.
Right.
You know, so that's the thing with the NGOs.
Yeah.
Don't depend on them.
Right. Definitely not.
Don't depend on them.
Yeah. And my last question is just, what do you think the future of the occupation will look like? You know, the ongoing resistance to the intimidation by soldiers, by the government. You were mentioning before how to kind of expand it and make it more sustainable for people who are living there. But also just, you know, can the situation that is currently the way it is with the massive inequality in this country be sustained when you have these occupations going on that are trying to push for more equality, for people to have the housing that was promised to them when apartheid ended? So I guess the future of the occupation, but also the future of the country in general with this massive inequality.
I don't know, man. I don't know what is the future when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
But I know at some point the shit can hit the fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be here. I don't know. I try to think about the future of the occupations, what impact it could have in the future, or what progression can be made. But I don't know how. Looking at how fucked up things are right now, and how the system is so clever, and how it's using the NGOs and money to fuck up the struggle, and divert good comrades,
Yeah.
From the real machine.
Right.
It's crazy, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. But all I know is that what I wanna do in the future,
Right.
I just wanna do what I wanna do, what I'm about. I happen to be facing the struggle, but I was on a mission about my life.
Yeah.
So that's what I know. I'm not sure what's gonna happen to these fucking occupations. But the inequality, I don't know. The system can sustain that shit for a long time. They've been doing that for a long time. I don't know. So I'm kind of like, if I wasn't an NGO right now, I would sign a check and say, yes, sir. Fuck this shit, because, man, unfortunately, man, like there's no solidarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No solidarity, man. There's no solidarity, unfortunately. So, I mean, I'm not giving up, but like, life is too short. I'm 42 years old. I got dreams and shit,
Right.
So I'm not. Life is too short. I gotta enjoy a bit of life as well. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I fought a lot with my girlfriend against the soldiers. We stood up a lot, and it's a lot. Like we're traumatized by a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just a car passing my house and stopping, and doors opening and banging and closing. Ba ba ba. That, shakes me, you know what I mean? Right. That's how much trauma. That's because the soldiers used to do that, come into a place, man. Like it was a party. So I'm traumatized, man.
Were they ever violent with
yeah, they're violent.
Yeah.
They're violent, but we get away from them. And they also know that something can happen to them, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, life is too short. I just want to live and be happy and make my woman happy and be happy, make my family happy. Yeah. I don't want to die for fake comrades.
Don't want to know, man.
Much love to those who are real. No, I don't know what's the last word. It's not the last word. This is not the end, so I have no last words.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I was just saying, like, life is too short also for me. So personally, I'm going to be making my own contribution in the struggle in my own personal way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played my part. I've done my dues with the community. I'm just going to go my solo.
Right.
And hopefully whatever I do will benefit others.
Yeah. And the fighting with soldiers in particular, you were mentioning a bit of, I mean, that you were talking about like the trauma from that, physical harm from engaging in that, is that a sustainable thing to continue having this brutality from these soldiers?
It worked for the purpose of standing up for yourself, it works. It's worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I can say. It's worked. Yeah, because we confront them because they don't understand us
Right.
when you're being civil. So you must bark orders at them. So we do that with bark orders. It works.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not even supposed to be talking to us or even looking, breathing in our direction.
Right.
They are soldiers. They should just stand by the gate and stick to their orders.
Yeah.
So by them doing session people doing what they're doing, they are actually disrespecting the orders of the superiors. So it works.
Yeah.
So how long it's gonna have to happen, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it works because they've shut down now and you can sleep. They're no longer coming, you know, in with the truck. You know, they're no longer inside the yard, they are outside the yard. Because we don't only shout at them and fight with them. We use pen and paper, we write
Right.
to journalists, we expose them to all kinds of people, you know, to the public, basically.
Yeah.
So, and now they've stopped a lot of their nonsense. So it's part of the strategy.
Right.
It's not just one thing, it's a whole, you know, that holding your ground, that document from Abahlali Basemjondolo teaches you that
Yeah.
there are many ways to kill this cat.
Yeah.
You know, so you should check it out.
I will.
Yeah, check it out. It's absolutely amazing. The document it's yeah.
Cool.
Just like the government uses the loopholes within the law to fuck you up,
Yeah.
you can use the loopholes in the law to defend yourself and protect yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it shows you.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it works, man. It works. It's part of the strategy and it works.
Right. And at the same time, you were telling me a bit earlier about the problem of being constantly told to go through the system to fight the system. And it seems like, you know, you get advice from lawyers and NGOs that say, go lobby your member of parliament or go talk to the minister, whatnot. So are you feeling frustrated with this like continual kind of, you have to follow the right channels to approach the struggle. You can't do anything illegal, anything, you know, has to be a legal struggle.
Yeah, no, listen, man. The struggle, legal struggle, you never get to anything. No, like you say, you have to invite chaos. If you want order, you must invite chaos. So sometimes that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, so trying to follow the legal channel, trying to speak to that minister doesn't work.
Right.
You know, it's through other things like connections or, like I said, picket, make chaos, invite some order.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how I see it.
Well, thank you. Thanks. I
Salute.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Cool.
Oh, the comrade.